Hey everybody, ready to party. That's so funny. We haven't been on here in a minute. So tonight I'm not gonna keep you super long. It's like a welcome back. Yeah, it's just been a lot going on. But I hope you guys are doing well. Please check the temperature in the room. How are we feeling? Yeah, I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown of what happened. For the span of almost a week. So, I got back from the makeup show. Mind you, I still wasn't feeling well. I'm getting over a cold, and then I had a cold sore on my face, so I literally couldn't do a live with that on my face. And then, let's see what else. Right after that, couple of days after that, my daughter got sick. So she's taking albuterol. You know about albuterol. Basically, it helps with breathing because she was wheezing. So I had to go get her from school, and then I stayed home Thursday and Friday, and my husband took off Tuesday and Wednesday. So it's been a week, you guys. Besides having being having my cycle and everything in the midst of all that. So it's been a week, but everything is back to normal. Everything is good. My daughter is great. She's doing better. She's starting to not get irritated with me trying to feed her, that kind of thing. So like I said, a lot going on. Please let me know if you guys can hear me well, etc. And before I adjust or anything. Very good. How was y'all day? How was your week? How was the last time we've talked? Say hi to people that are coming in. Hey mommy, hey Peach, hey son. There you are. I know it, man. It's been a minute. I didn't want to keep giving you not that I was giving you excuses, but there were so many things happening back to back, and it's just yeah. Ever since the funeral, it's just literally been like I was trying to catch a break, literally. Trying to catch a break. I was tired. I know that's right. I definitely feel you on that one. So, in the midst of all that, I was trying not to complain, just trying to pray about it, give it to God, and let Him handle it because I'm not God. I'm not cut out for that job. You know what I'm saying? I am just a servant. You feel me? So, I'm going to do my part and let Him do the rest. It was just a lot. You said, I feel like I've aged 90 years since the last time you were alive. To be honest, yes, I completely get that. So you guys, we are going to jump into today. If you guys didn't know, well, let's start from the beginning. Let's rewind. If you don't know who I am Brittany, especially the new ones that are watching the replay or as you guys are coming in. I'm Brittany. I am your makeup artist, your beauty educator, your esthetician, cosmetologist, all the things beauty you can think of. I am her. I'm here for you. This is the Makeup Lounge Live. We learn different tutorials. Sometimes we curate a look together, really fun, and I walk you guys through what I'm doing and of course, share tips and tricks from the pro lens and how you guys can incorporate it for you being a beauty lover. So if that is what your jam is, and of course we're adults and we're gonna stay respectful because that's who we are. So if that is your jam, this is why you're here. Love that you are here. Welcome. So yeah, God put me. Peach said, "God put me back on His strongest soldiers." Yeah, no, that's right. So yeah, tonight what we're gonna jump into. I try to keep the makeup lounge from here on out more topic based, so you guys kind of have a feel of what we're gonna be doing. Now, like I said, I'm going to try, but um, what we're gonna talk about tonight, or what we're gonna get into tonight is basically I'm trying to remember what I put. Elevating your work makeup into basically transforming it into your date night ready makeup, what that looks like. Because sometimes, especially if you don't have kids, um, your husband could be like, you know what, I feel like going out tonight. You want to go out? You want to go out for a drink? You want to go eat dinner or whatever? It doesn't have to be dinner. That came off the top of my head. And you feel crusty and dusty from the work makeup, and you don't have to. You don't have to. So I want to show you what you can do and what typically happens after work, what your makeup would typically look like. It could be worse than what I'm explaining, but basically I'll give you like the baseline and how you can elevate it and transform it and make it look fresh and for date night ready. Yes. So if you don't have a man but you want to practice, go ahead and practice. The whole point is being intentional with you have a man or not. You know what I'm saying? You can take your own self out on a date. So if you don't have a man or if you don't have a whoever your significant other is, um, you can take yourself out on a date. I've never done it because I'm weird by myself going out. So but yeah, if you want to take yourself on a date, that's completely fine. I think you should. To be honest with you, I wish I would do it more often or just do it, period. So yeah. Peach says, I'm feeling crusty and dusty right now. It's not looking good for me. And that's okay. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's really like that. Can't do nothing about it. All right, so I'm going to tell you what I already have on my face just to promote my line. You guys already know my face has been from getting sick, and whenever you have like some type of like infection, if that makes any sense, some kind of infection, it can come in the forms of a cold sore, etc., and your skin can also go left within the infection. So that's pretty much what my skin was going through. So it's the aftermath. So it's basically scarring. Scarring around my mouth area, just ghetto, right? Scarring. Does it go away? It does go away, especially with what I do, and I'm more intentional when it happens. So I love that for me. So anyway, I love being out alone. Really, I can just be weird and not have to worry about anyone else. I don't know how I would do now, but I know like back in the day when I was younger, um, still an adult, going out by myself, just yeah, I don't know. It's just not something at the time I would get into because I'm like, what if I get these thoughts when I was younger that people are staring at me and they think I'm weird because I'm by myself and I don't have anybody with me. I have no friends. I have no man. That's literally what would go through my head. And I'm pretty sure people don't give a crap that you're by yourself. Okay, they don't care. They don't care, especially I'm in Miami. Them people do not care at all. They are worried about whatever they got going on at their table or wherever I'm at. Now, I've gone to movies by myself because I used to work at the movie theater. I was already there, so I was like, let me just go catch a movie after work and then go home. I've done that before, but that's as far as it goes. So these breakouts are part of life. We power through it, girl. Mommy, you call me girl is weird, but here we are. Y'all, she does not call me girl. So I'm like, who? Who is your friend? All right, so I'm gonna go through the face line. So the face line from Pokemon Natal is the Let Natal cleansing milk. This is a creamy cleanser. So if you are looking for something, why is my can you guys hear me? Cause what just happened? Why am I like moving slow? Love the nails. Thank you, mommy. I'll show you guys in a second. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Is it slowing down for you guys? Because it's slowing down for me. What is this? I don't understand what the problem is. Okay, now we're back. All right, so this is a creamy cleanser. It gets the job done. It's pretty powerful. A little bit does go a long way. And if you, I have combination skin, so it works great in my favor too. It does have oils in here, but not the oils that are going to make you super oily after, if that makes any sense. But it is very moisturizing. It's very moisturizing and it literally gets the job done. Okay. I'm frozen. Am I still frozen? Please let me know. Please. Okay, we're back. Perfect. Yeah, I know. I was moving kind of slow. Peach says, I'm really introverted, but I also like being out, especially at night. It's so romantic and lush to be out at like a mall at night with only like a few people there. I don't do malls like that. I haven't been to a mall in a long, long time. But if I was to go out at night, or just to go out by myself, I would probably do brunch by myself, but go out at night by myself, probably not. It's just safety measures. I no. But brunch, yes. Houston has really great brunch spots, and I would definitely go by myself for brunch and let people know where I'm at. So just in case something happens, they know where to come find me. Okay, so the next in the line that I use is Lonata Moisture Mist, and this is to rehydrate the face. It also helps to balance the face out as well. So it's a great refresher. Love it down, okay? It actually helps add it to the plumpness besides the cleansing look. So yeah. And I also love to use it during makeup and after makeup as well. So, see, I do malls at night because they're safer to be at night than most other areas. Oh, yeah. Compared to other areas, I get that. But as far as like in general at night, I'm not the one. If I'm going out at night, I'm going out with people at night. But yeah, no. I just don't. I don't like to test the waters, especially at my big age. Nah, I'm good. Face Souffle is what I moisturize my face with, and it is super creamy. It is a body butter, but you can use this body butter from head to toe, literally head, like the hair to toe. You can use this down, okay? This will keep you super moisturized. You will not be ashy dashy, crusty dusty at the end of the day. So if you're looking for something like that, and you want your skin to be glistening but not oily to the touch, this is her. Okay. Mommy says that she love Podwina line. Yes, it is a favorite of mine. Expand, so I'm excited about that. Soon come. All right, so first things first, we're going to put on the work makeup that I typically put on, but since I have added on friends on my face, I'm gonna tell you what I do differently. So I'm gonna go straight into the color corrector because you see how dark this is. There's no way that my work makeup is going to cover this fully. It's going to give like a tint if I don't cover it. So, yeah. But before we get into it, let me show you my nails. I did my nails to, they need to be done again soon. But I did my nails for the makeup show representing Vanessa Myers, and I wanted to get into the moments, of course. So if you guys don't know, these are my real nails, except for these two because they broke. So as you can see the length of those. But the others are mine. They're all mine. Okay. And I let it get to a certain length and then I kind of like, keep it at that length or cut them down completely and start all over again because my nails don't take long to grow. So they grow pretty long, pretty fast. So anywho, that's a little bit of my nails. I do get questions if I do my own nails. I do. do. Okay, so I'm going to use the Nessa Marks Vision Cream cover. If you know, you know. This is TP02. This is literally OG. And this time, I usually mix it with my foundation, my overall foundation, but this time I'm just gonna go straight into it because of how dark this is. Usually, I don't have to do that because my scarring is never that dark unless, I have like, an infection or whatever, and then that's when it becomes dark. Yeah, and that's when I have to use it straight out the tube, okay? As whatever that color is, TPO2. So I'm going to use a tiny bit, not a lot. Maybe that'd be too much. And I have to put some underneath my eyes. As you can see, I haven't been getting sleep because of my daughter. Um, because she just wasn't feeling well, and I had literally had one eye open because I needed to make sure she was breathing. You feel me? So I'm going to use a dense flat brush, and just going to cover it. And I'm going to use tapping motions because I want the most payoff in that area. I don't want to really, I can use a blending brush, but I will use it similar way. So I'm going over any imperfections. I'm going to come in. I'm not like I don't want you looking at my skin. I'm not that type of person. I'm an esthetician, so I just look at it from that perspective. But I do want you guys to see that I am a real person, and if I see something, I'm gonna cover it. You feel me? And of course, you may have imperfections of your own as well. So if you're like, I don't know how to do this, do what I'm doing. If you see an imperfection, especially scarring like this, know that you can cover it with a color corrector, okay? And then proceed with the rest of your face. Right. So these I'm just lightly covering because they're not so dark. Don't talk every time you move your head out of frame. We can't hear you when you do that. Good to know. Thank you, Peach. Thank you for looking out. The audio is becoming choppy in general, actually. Okay, can you guys hear me right here? Let me know. And if you guys haven't, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you. I was at 782 like a month ago, and then, they're not there anymore, which is cool. But I haven't grown from that point, so I'm trying to do better with that, with sharing, and especially me with sharing, just being more interactive, I guess, on YouTube, like I am on Instagram. So yeah, that is my goal. The other ones are not as bad. They'll, be covered lightly. Please let me know if it's still choppy, you guys, or if you can hear me, either one. I sound like I'm in a wormhole. What? Okay, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold please. Wormhole is crazy. Hold on 1 second. Okay, let me know if that did anything. I'm just putting a light wash of that underneath my eyes. I don't want too much product underneath there if I don't really need it. It's not super dark, but I can see some. When I'm not moving, it's okay. Now shut up when I'm moving. Okay, Peach, I got you. Thank you. So I'm gonna pull from my makeup bag to do my work makeup. This is what I would typically do every day. So I'm going to use Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder in number 9. And I'm gonna put that mainly in the perimeter of my face. I like to start at the jaw area. So don't talk and move at the same time. Okay. I like to start at the jaw area and then work in quadrants. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, basically. Over the what I corrected, I'm also going to make sure that I am stippling over that, meaning like prancing the brush on my face so that I make sure that I don't have any orange showing or peeking through. Watching on the computer eating dinner. I know that's right. Not a problem. I usually leave out the center for the highlighted areas or the highlighted color, but since I have majority of the color corrector like right in the center, for those areas, I'm going to basically make sure that I am putting the what am I saying? Putting the overall complexion color there, but leaving everywhere else that isn't corrected bare. So for like work makeup, you can most definitely look really nice for work. I don't want to stray people that work makeup has to be really ugly or anything, you know, like you can't be your just put makeup on my earrings. Okay. You can't be yourself as far as like what you decide to put on your makeup. Now there are certain jobs that require you to, look a certain way, yada yada yada. But as far as like how you want the base, like your base makeup to look, you don't have to, look not put together. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to express that. Like you can really do be more intentional with how you do it, with the time that you had, etc. You know? So as you can see, there isn't really much to correct on my forehead in the temple area. So I'm just going to just sweep instead of like a full stipple. That's why I swept. Ooh, dinner in a shower soon. No, dinner in a show. Y'all know I can't see. Okay, you do. Sounds slightly better when you move now. Okay. Again, because I have color corrector right underneath my eye, I am putting a wash of the overall complexion right underneath the eye to cover the color corrector. Or else what would happen is that the because the highlight color is brighter, it is going to mix and give me a different color. So to prevent that, I use the overall complexion since it's within the same family and it's darker, it's going to overpower the orange. Does that make sense? Hopefully I'm making sense. I'm stepping into color theory a lot, but if you get me, you get me. Okay. Now I'm gonna keep the number 9 handy just in case if I still see, because the brush can only go up but so far. If I still see, I can't see from over here, but when I move. But basically, if I see any orange underneath my nose or wherever I place it, I'm gonna use a blending brush to like use number 9 to give me more detail in that area. Okay. So same family, same products, but I'm using number 8 this time, and I'm using number 8 mainly to start creating dimensions. So I'm using the same brush, but I'm going to use it to create highlight. Now, for work, I usually stop at number 8 because number 8 has just been doing it for me. But I'm going to take it a little bit further for date night and put number 5 in the center. Okay. So I wanted to show you how to elevate that. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I put number 9, number 8, and I continue. So I'm going to put that underneath my eyes. In the same concept, like I normally do makeup on the lives, or just in general, I do, think about an oval in the center of my face. My face shape is an oval, so I kind of mimic that, but basically I create an oval in the center of my face with number 8. It's the same exact thing. It's just different product. That makes any sense. You see, number 8 this is more like lived in. It's not super bright at all. But once you add some more dimension to the look itself, it will start standing out, if that makes any sense. But yeah, if you've used the blurring bond powder, tell me how you like it. This is such a go-to for so many things, especially in my kit. I don't use the color in my kit. I should start using it, but I all of the color ones I have are for me. So, but what I do use is the original, the translucent one. That's the one that I use in my kit. And when I tell you I love that thing, oh my goodness, it's so good. It's so good. It works with a lot of brands, and not all the brands that I have in my kit as far as like complexion goes. And it's so multi-use. I love it. Number 8 is your shade. It is. So I'm just tracing for demarcation line. I need to use the mirror because my phone's a little bit further away from what I can see. Yeah, it's supposed to be some of the orange, so which is fine. All right, I'm gonna go back to number 9, only to spot it on my face. This is the brush that I use to color correct, so I'm just gonna flip it and grab the number 9 and go where it wasn't covered by the other brush. So the product still works. It's just that the brush is a little too big for that area. So I just want to make sure that it's covered. And it doesn't look like orange. It looks like, color of my skin. Okay. So I like to use spice latte. Spice latte is very subtle. It's not screaming at you. Um, this is the blurring balm powder in flesh. I love using this as a blush and for a lot of things, but mainly for blush. It's not just a blush product. It's more multi-use than you think. So I use terracotta right in the front. I normally don't go straight to the front, but because it is such a soft, this orangey type of reddish tone, I keep it right in the front because I know it's going to be soft. So I do cover the cheeks, and it gives me this nice kissed. What's that? Sun kissed glow. So if you don't know anything about the blurring balm powders, especially Flush as well, one, they're multi-use. They have also skin benefits in the product line. And also, as the day goes on, it will start to blur the skin and control the sebum in your skin as well. Sebum is just basically oil. Now, I do want you to know that there is a difference between work, for me at least, for work makeup, and if I am spending more time doing full glam. It is not the same. I don't go this fast at all. It is not the same, okay? So you're like, well, that makeup does not look like it doesn't. There's way more things. There's way more technique that I do when it comes to full glam, basically, or just glam in general, right? Soft glam, whatever, however you want to word it. There's just way more technique and product. This is creme brulee. This is also the blurring balm powder in flesh. This right here, Sun put me on. This is such a my complexion, Sun's complexion, maybe a tad bit darker than me. This will work so beautifully like a blush, number one, obviously, but number two, a bronzer. Stop. Stop. It's not too red. It's not too much of a contour shade. Like, stop it. So I'm going directly in the hollows of my cheeks and I'm treating this like a bronzer, like I said, and I'm pushing it up into my high cheekbones. Thanks to my mother. So I'm gonna turn to the side. Do you see that? Stop. Mm-mm-mm. Stop it. And I'm just going to sweep that on my forehead and all that jazz. So I use this on my model as well. Did I use it on my model? I did. I use this on my model at the makeup show, and she's way, way lighter than me. Okay. And when I tell you, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness, it is so, so, so pretty. Little sweepy sweep. Now I don't do nose contour for work. I'll tell you why. I wear glasses, so what are we looking at? My glasses are dark, and so I'm wasting time. So I try to maximize my time that I have. I don't do my brows for work, but for the sake of this live, I'll throw in my brows for date night. Does that make sense? So I'm literally doing exactly what I would do for work. But yeah, I wear glasses. No one's gonna, not saying people are gonna focus on my makeup like that, but it's not really gonna be shown. So I just don't focus on it because I would rather spend time on something that is gonna be shown. You know, the basis basing period. Oh, so I love that for me. Thank you, babe. Thank you, Peach. So yeah, this is the base that you'll get for work. It's cute. It's giving. I go straight into like a red lip, but I want a red lip or like this berry lip. But what is that? What is berry lip? Berry lip, and then I'm gonna show you guys how you can amplify that. I'm gonna probably jump into the berry. The berry is cute. Hi Brittany and friends. Hey Susan. Welcome, Susan. Welcome, Susan. Welcome, Susan. Thank you, mommy. I got my face from you, girl. Okay, so the berry lip, before I show you, I use the lip bar. What color is this? Rebel. This is Rebel. These can be worn on its own. It's a matte lip. It's really, I wear matte lips. I'm gonna tell you why I wear matte lips to work. I wear matte because I talk to a lot of students. I talk to a lot of staff all day. People bother me all day. I love that for me. I'm just joking. But no, for real. They mess with me all day. So I talk a lot all day. I don't need the lips to move because it moves and they see me. They'll make fun of me. I don't have that kind of time. So I just make sure that I have a trusted matte lip that's not going to crust on me, that is soft to the lips, and the lip bar does it for me. So I use Rebel for the outer edges, like a lip line, and then I would use Boss Lady, this nice blue red, nice blue red, love that, and or I would pair Rebel with Muse. So I would use Muse with Rebel. That's the original work lip or Rebel with Muse. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so I'm going to show you that now, and then I'll show you what I do with my eyes. So if you're using Rebel or any of them like a lip line, you do want to take some off because it comes out with a lot of product. So comes out with a lot of product, and then I go from corner to corner and take your time. Now, if your lips are a little bit even, you can block them together. But if they're not even, don't block them. You just ask them for help. My lips are somewhat even, so I do black. And then to get rid of that demarcation line, I don't dip back into the tube. I just use the brush to blend it out. And I have, of course, I black to help it out too. The key thing to a liquid matte, though, okay, when you are coming in the center, please don't just put it on and you don't stretch your lips. You need to stretch the lips, okay? Because you're going to, when you pull it apart, and why am I frozen? Okay. When you pull it apart, okay, after you put it on in the center and you didn't stretch and you come back, it's going to look stupid. And you're going to see the cracks and everything. You don't want that for you, okay? Make sure you stretch those lips like that. Wow. And it's such a pretty, it's so good. And do know I went back only because in the center, when I hold my lips without doing talking or whatever, I don't want to see um like this part right here. That should be inside of your mouth, not showing the outside of your mouth, right? sometimes that I'm not paying attention. I just walk around with that thing sticking out. I don't like that. So see where your lips is meeting and then go back in if you need to, because that's a part of the lip you're supposed to cover. Mommy said, tip for mature lips: don't go to the corner. Lips will look sad at rest. Don't go to the corner. To the corner lips will look sad at rest. Makes you look angry. Frown upside down. Um, it not just mature, but it also depends on the shape of your lips. So if the shape of your lips are starting to turn down because you're mature, I agree. Don't take it all the way back because you're all you're doing is just going with your natural lip line. You're gonna have to create almost like a new lip line for you because your lips are starting to turn down instead of going up. So obviously I'm not mature, so my lips is up right now, right? So I'm gonna follow the natural lip line. But if it was to come down, you see how it will just follow, it will look turned down. That's not cute. Okay. So that's what my mom is expressing. So I am going to put on mascara. I'm using, of course, what I've been loving, the Lash Clash, the original that's not waterproof, which is for volumizing, and then the Lash Clash, white for Lash Clash, and waterproof, which is for lengthening. So I've been loving this combo. I wish it just had it all in one, but you know, you work with what they have. So this is also brown. So that it doesn't bother me because I cover it anyway with the black waterproof. So your favorite mascara? It's been my favorite mascara too, girl. Especially the combination. My mom put me on the combination. Oh my goodness, because I was just doing the waterproof, but these two things together. Ooh, listen, okay. Listen, if they just come out with the volumizer lengthening mascara from YSL for Lash Clash, waterproof, stop. And when you are putting on mascara, I know it's kind of common sense for a lot of people, but a lot of people be missing it. You have to comb, get to the base right there, and comb up. If you only do this, you're only touching the top part of your lash. You're not really getting the full benefit of the mascara. Okay, so you have to go to the base. If you have to break it apart, up. But yeah, baby, go to the base because you're missing all the love that mascara can give. Okay, because you just to the, it's not doing anything for you. No matter if that mascara is great, it's not. You're not using it right. So base, grab the base, not the inside of your eyeball, but grab the base and start combing up. Okay, you can even turn the brush to help you. Starting to wormhole again. Of course I am. I'm gonna shut up and leave screen for you. I have a lapel mic, but see, I stopped using the lapel mic because people were saying that maybe it's the mic that was doing that. So I don't know. Let me see. I have like the interview. type of lapel. I guess you can call that a lapel mic, but let me see. You never know. Okay, hold on. Let me see if it's gonna turn on while I'm on. Okay. Are you dying or what are you doing? Hold on. I'm not used to being on mascara already. That's funny. That's funny. Let's see. This one might be dead all the way. Okay. I'm gonna plug this in. Hopefully it works. You let me know if it helps. Oops, if it helps or not. Okay, can you guys hear me? Is that better? You may not be able to hear the mic itself, if that makes any sense, but let me know if the sound is better. Better? Oh, this lip is pretty. Listen. You can make cat calls with this lip. You can make cat calls with this lip. Not saying that you should be doing that. I'm just saying that's how pretty it is. Between this and this red. He, s- he says, I'm ready to be called with this lip. I know that's right. Listen, not ready to be called with this lip. All right, so the last thing that I would do, I actually started putting this before the makeup as well, but we're gonna act like we did that. But anyway, I'm going to use the Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm Mattifying Setting Spray. It's been such such a staple. Love it down. Okay. I'm going to spray, and then that's literally how I would walk out the door to go to work. Okay. Like I'm almost out. Take your brush, and you're going to press it in. You can also spray the brush and hit the targeted areas that are problematic that you know throughout the day for extra control, extra support. And for me, that would be like where my glasses sit. Because I wear the glasses all day. I don't, it's not sunglasses, so I don't take it off. So I have to be mindful that the oils can trap in that area because of heat and. and all that jazz. And of course, just my T-zone itself. But what I'm going to do is spray the brush, and I'm going to go right where my glasses hit. Okay. And this is treated like how you would use for, how you would, yeah, I can't talk today, how you would use setting powder. That's basically how you can use it, right? It's like a liquid powder. Doesn't disrupt the makeup if you're worried about that. Doesn't do that at all. It just further blurs the skin, and also helps to control the oils as well. Okay, it has the same ingredient upside in it too. So this is pretty much how I would go to work, and you know, that jazz, all that jazz. This is how I would end it. Here's what would happen after work for me per se, and then I would tell you what you would probably deal with on average. Or if you don't go to work, you basically put on makeup and you spend the day, and then you come home, and then your husband is like, or your boyfriend or whoever is like, I want to go out, yada, yada, yada. This can also happen for you. So sometimes not sometimes, but when I eat and I'm wearing a matte lip, the center will get lighter. I can play it off because it just looks like an ombre. But when I'm going out again, I do want to freshen up my lip. So whatever color I had in the center, I'm gonna grab that color again and just put it in the middle and refresh the lip. Let's see what else happens. Uh, I might get slightly oily, which is completely fine. Not oily, I'm going too far with that. Maybe like a little hint of sheen. I would go back with the spray it down like nothing ever happened, and then I would use the brush and I would push it into the skin. Okay. So those are the things that would typically happen. Nothing else really moves. Like my makeup doesn't really move. I literally look the same. Like for example, the pictures that I took um of what I would wear that day, that's usually after I get home. So the makeup is still intact, just to make sure we're on the same page. I would be learning in Brit's class, just not the subject she thinks I'm learning about in there. Girl, what you talking about? Would be doing my chapter test on that lip. All right, so let's elevate the look. What am I gonna do to elevate? So, a couple things. I want to use the Make Me Blush. This is number 44. They do have names. I just don't remember the name exactly. You can use the same complexion brush that you were using before, which is the Yummy Face 1.0 by Danessa Myricks. This is really, really pretty. This is just going to amplify, not knowing what I'm going to put on my eyes, but it's okay. And I'm just going to go right in the center and add on. Okay. After I refreshed my lip, refreshed with the spray, I can still go back on top and add. Okay. So I just want to make that clear. So I am going to add. Now, when it comes to date night, all right, here's the thing. Like, my husband doesn't care for makeup. He likes when I put makeup on. Not saying that he doesn't like it, but if I have makeup on, great. If I don't, great. To him, it doesn't matter. Either way, to him, I'm beautiful, right? And I know I'm fine as hell. So, but anyway, that's besides the point. So, but you're give something that you want your man to look at. Does that make sense? Be intentional about what you're wearing. Be intentional about what you're putting on your face if you choose to wear makeup, right? Like be intentional. And then know your skill set. If you know you can do eyes and you got the time, do the eyes. If you are not great at eyes, that's not the time to explore for your husband. No, because if he's anything like mine, he will clown me. So be intentional and then focus on the thing that you like the most about your face. If it's the lips that you love about your face or that he loves about your face, amplify that. Elevate and amplify that. If it's the eyes, do the eyes. Like if you got one thing that you can work on because of the time per se, focus on that. So that little touch of pink, that pinkish, yeah, pink, almost like leaning into like a fuchsia type of tone, it literally amplifies this berry lip, right? Really, really pretty. And I'm being intentional about where I'm placing it, how I want it to look on my skin, you know? Basically, catcalling your husband, even though he's yours anyway. So, hey, Kiran. Peach says studying the makeup instead of the class material. I'm sorry, Britt. Terrible. Watching Monster, the Ed. Oh, I can't see. The Ed Game story. Never heard. Okay, no problem. Alrighty, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I did the blush. You can add highlight if you want. So I'm going to pull from the Lightwork Volume 2 palette from Danessa Myricks. And just, I'm going to use like a nice fluffy, get it on the face quick brush. And I'm just going to go with whatever my heart's desire. So I'm thinking of probably using Sweet Saffron. And I'm just popping that to amplify the YSL blush. I'm going to scatter that on my brow bone as well. Like also depending on with your lip, like if you know you and your husband are a kisser, like you all be kissing in public all the time or whatever the case may be, depending on, you know who you are with your significant other. If you're that kind of person, you know, get a matte lip. Get a matte lip, maybe a tiny bit of gloss so it's not all over his lip. You know what I'm saying? You don't want him looking crazy either. Unless that's just your jam, unless he loves gloss and doesn't mind it. Me, I'm like, I don't want to see gloss on your lips, so we're gonna keep it pretty matte. We have to talk about latest Dennis Amaris palette with magnetic containers. I want it because the matte, the mattes that are in there, besides the size, what I love in there, the gem colors and all that, that those mattes are so, they're so, what's the word I'm looking for? She's never had mattes like that outside of her palettes, as far as like that are more specific for her for the eyes per se. I mean, I know you can use the palettes anywhere, but those type of palettes, yeah, she just never had them. He says he can look crazy behind closed doors, but not in public. Absolutely not. No, I don't play that. We're not going nowhere. You looking like that, and you got me looking like this. So I'm gonna choose between two of Dennis Amari's palettes. This is the Lightwork 5 and the Iron palette, and then this one is the Lightwork 4 Transcendence palette. So I'm gonna choose the colors between this palette or this palette. Of course, I can always mix and mingle. Just depends on the time that you have. So since we're in the purple family, like that plummy berry purple, I might spice it up. Who knows? I'm leaning into this. Maybe use a little bit of green. Who knows? You know? Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. So I'm going to use a blending brush and I'm going to use Unbreakable. And I'm literally going to put Unbreakable the wash of it all over my eyelid. Looks like you did everything. I'm telling you, looks like you did so much, but not really. If your skill set is just putting on this wash of color because you don't know how to create dimension or just do anything else outside of what I'm doing, then go with the gem color and put a wash of that all over the lid. And I'm telling you, it does a lot. It does wonders. And I'm using a blending brush, so it's not as full pigment. But if you were to use a what should we call it, an eyeshadow brush that's more dense, it's gonna give more pigment. So it all depends on what you're looking for. But if you just want a wash of the pigment, that's also pretty too. Okay. I'm going above my crease, so to give me that blown look. If that makes any sense. I'm going back in with the same color. And this time I'm going to tap it on my lid to give me more pigment. Okay, so if you're there, if that is you, keep it there. Don't, like I said, is not the time to try something new. Okay, work with how you are. Gorgeous, you love it. So I'm doing a wash of the pigment, and of course, like I said, it's not gonna give the full pigment because of the type of brush that I'm using. It's fluffy, and I'm literally just sweeping it. I'm not patting it or anything of that nature. Okay, I'm gonna go above my crease, above my crease. Okay, to give me that blown out look. And then I'm gonna go back into the same color. You see, it's kind of different on both sides. I'm going to tap to give me more pigment on my eyelid only. Okay, if you look closely, it gave me more pigment. Okay. And this is why I love like sheen, shimmer, colors, like gem colors, because you can one and done her and you're out the door, like literally mascara. And I have even put on um like a brow product that on my brow nothing. Okay. Stop. Now, do I want to put this green on? I'm trying to think. Do I want to do that? Or do I want to put this green? That looks more like a topper. This green is cute. We'll see. We're going to have to look into a better mic and sound solution. I have, but the mic itself is pretty expensive for me right now, so it's just gonna have to be an investment. That's it. Then on top of that, I shut down this particular software improperly, so that could be another reason why it might be doing that. Thank you, mommy. She says looking gorgeous. Oh yeah, I'm grabbing a brow product. Okay. 9:14. Okay, good time. Like I said, I didn't want to keep you guys too long, but I wanted to be more intentional. I don't know where I put that part. Where did I put it? Put it back in here. Or did I? No, I did not. Okay. So I'm using Chocolate by Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. Oldie but goodie. It's a good thing. It's a good product to slap on quickly. To be honest, you're not thinking about it too much. You're just trying to get it on the eye. That's the brow. That's the brow product you want. So I'm just gonna brush my brow hairs. Like I said, if it was me, I probably would just walk out without brows. To be honest with you, because I love a lived-in brow, but not everybody has my brows. So if you don't have brows at all, you're gonna look stupid. So you're gonna have to fill it in. At least fill some of it in. So I'm going underneath lightly, soft strokes. You see, I'm not applying too much pressure. Coming at the top of my brow, coming down. I'm just outlining my brow right now before I start filling in. And now I'm just going to fill in with light strokes. Now, depending on your brow, okay, depending on what your brow is doing, you have to assess your brow. If you have brow hairs, you can do similar to what I'm doing. So I'm going with the brow hairs in this case. But if you don't have any brow hairs, you're going to have to do more structuring to the brow. You're going to have to for real look like you are putting in brow hairs. Okay. So, like I said, this is not everybody has to do this type of brow. Your brow is going to look different depending on what you got going on. So, I have a lot of brow hairs, so I don't have to do much. Does that make sense? I just have to do a little bit of cleanup to make it look like something. So right here is simply, so I'm gonna make sure that I'm focusing in that area. So again, I'm outlining the bottom slightly. I'm not pressing down on my skin, just lightly marking, right? Lightly outlining, going on the top and lightly coming down. And then I'm gonna start filling in soft brow-like strokes, okay? That's the key. Soft brow-like strokes. And then you want to go with the brow hair. So if your brows are going at an angle, you're going to go at an angle. If the brow hairs are coming up, you're going to go up. Does that make sense? So kind of think of like waxing. When you're putting on the wax, you're gonna go in the direction the brown hair grows, right? So that is same concept in that sense. Okay, now here's the thing. I don't really see this anymore, but if you're doing this, please stop. You can go back and brush the hairs, but we're not trying to brush hair on your head, okay? So you want to be lightly brushing the brow product in your brow hairs, okay? Okay. So you're going to go up in a direction and you're lightly, because you don't want to get rid of the brush strokes, okay? That's not the point. You want to help blend the product into the brow, but not get rid of it, okay? I've seen people go back and forth a long time ago. What? Who told you that? Who told you? Unless you just don't have brows at all and it needs to blend and you just missed the mark by how you were applying it, cool. But if that's not your baby, don't do that. Don't do that. Mm-mm. Britt is getting ready to resurrect my love life with teaching me these looks on live. Like maybe I'll finally be able to get a man. Okay, so I'll go back to that. So you're not gonna get a man by the way that you put on makeup or the way that the makeup looks on the face. You can get a man by not having nothing on the face, okay? Now, um, some men don't care, but some men actually do like you being intentional. Does that make sense? So, yeah, I just want to clarify. I don't want to, confuse people, but yeah. So if you are like, my skill set is really great with eyes, this is what you can do. You can take like your eyeshadow palettes that gives just more dimension. It doesn't have to necessarily give a whole bunch of stuff, just some more dimension if that's what you're looking for. Then you're gonna go into You can take a blending brush that we were using before. You're gonna go into just like your natural tones, and I'm gonna stick with these browns. And I'm just going to define, it's like a plummy brown. I'm just going to define the outer edge a little bit to give me some definition. And nothing too crazy. So if you're not at this skill set yet, that's completely fine. You don't have to get there because I told you to get there. You understand? So, but if you're there, you can add dimension without doing too much. Okay, so we're just gonna hit the corners, bring it up a little bit. I'm taking my finger to blend the top because I don't feel like grabbing another brush, to be honest with you. um, I'm just adding a little bit of dimension just to look like something. You feel me? And then I'm gonna show you how you can amplify and create dimension in different ways. It doesn't all have to be a shadow. You just have to know the product itself and what it can do and how it can create dimension for you per se. Just blending out the outer edge. This is the Groundwork Blooming Romance palette that I'm using. I didn't say that earlier. That's from Danessa Myricks as well. Danessa Myricks is also having a 50% off sale. No, they didn't tell me to say that. I just majority of the products that I use are selected for the 50% off sale. I'm not sure if it's still going on, but if it is, I do highly suggest you hop on it. Okay. All right, and then I'm just gonna put a little bit of dimension right here. You see that natural shadow that is creating? I'm just gonna elevate that shadow. Does that make sense? Elevate the shadow, Lord. Why am I frozen? Okay, now I'm not. So I'm just elevating that. Nothing too crazy. And of course, like I said, just give me more dimension. Okay. Boom. All right. Then going back to the YSL pouch you love. Thanks, Peach. I'm going to use the YSL Lines Liberated Waterproof Eye Pencil to give me more dimension. I wonder, can I sharpen you or not? I'll find out later. I'm going to put it in my waterline. Get with Brit. Do you have a code to this Myers please share? No, mommy, I don't. I don't have a code. So if your man is anything like mine, he can't tell you what he likes per se. In a sense, he can, but when it comes to makeup, I'm putting the same pencil on the outer edge, and I'm gonna smoke it out. But he can tell you when something looks off. Okay, so all I can say is lean into what they're saying or what they like. Sometimes they just go off the rip and say what they like, and other times they won't. I'm taking a pencil brush. Do I want that one? Or I want that one. So take a pencil brush. This one is by Morphe. This is the E36. And I'm using the pencil brush to smudge the line that I just created. Okay. I literally just follow the outer edge of my line. I didn't make a wing and nothing. It's not about that. It's creating smokiness and silkiness and creating dimension. I promise you. You don't have to have a wing or nothing. That line was crooked and stupid, okay? But the trick is to smudge it. Okay? Smudge her. Smudge her. No one would ever know. But with YSL, the lines up already and I'm fast. Because this sucker is waterproof and it doesn't budge. Boom, added dimension. Yes, God. You can put it on the bottom if you want. Chase it on the bottom. That little dimension that we created on the outer edge. I'm gonna grab that color pencil brush and just chase the bottom. Smoke her out. Very sexy, very sultry. Not too much. Yeah. Okay. Just put right there. You need that liner? Ma, I thought you got the liner. Oh no, you didn't. You got the mascara. Okay, sorry. My bad. Yeah, you guys. Super simple. Nothing, nothing too crazy. And you would think I have a full face on, and I don't. And I do. Okay, so then you, of course, I'm not gonna do it now, but you will follow up with the liquid, the what? The liquid blurring balm mattifying setting spray. You can personal preference. You can add a gloss to the lip if you want to amplify the lip. Or you can keep it matte. Like I said, just go with what your husband is willing to do. If he wants to kiss you all day, maybe the gloss may not be your best favorite, but you know kind of feel it out. So if he likes it and you love it, go with it. What time is it now? It is 9:28. Wow, we never ended at 9:28. But yeah, you guys, you can also do another coat of mascara, just to amplify the eyes a little bit more. But it's super simple from work, literally from work makeup all the way to date night makeup, how you can elevate it and it can always be so pretty. And but the whole point is to make sure you're being more intentional and have fun with date night, and also look like you're trying to go on date night. You feel me? Depending on what kind of date you're going on, because that also I can see if it doesn't fit that. But basically, be intentional. Have fun when you're playing with makeup for date night. Don't try anything completely new or new techniques. That's not the time to do it. Find another time before then. But yeah, you guys. I hope you guys really like the look. I might wear makeup to church because I'm not walking in with scars on my face tomorrow. Probably not. I just don't. But yeah, we may wear makeup tomorrow. Who knows? I'll scare the people tomorrow because I do not wear makeup to church and I wear it to work. Ain't that funny? So we're gonna change that. We'll see. We shall see. But let me know how you guys like it. Was it hopefully it was informative? Um, you'll try a couple things. If you do try things, if you purchase any product that I did mention, please let me know how you like it and or what you purchased, etc. But yeah, He says, I'm getting me a man with this look, mostly because they won't think I'm ugly anymore. Men are still choosy and the male loneliness epidemic is diabolical. You had to come to terms with loving you first. I'm pretty sure you know this already, but and stop calling yourself ugly, girl. Yeah, please stop calling yourself ugly. A it's not a good look for you. You have to just be one with how you look. You have to love what you love about yourself and, and keep it pushing. So, yeah, that was a whole other part also of being intentional with, getting ready for date night, whether it be for yourself or with your husband, with your boyfriend, with your significant other. That's the whole point as well. You see the difference? I hope you do. I did quite a few things. um, but yeah, start with yourself. Date yourself, and I wouldn't say don't go looking yet. Just be comfortable with yourself, comfortable in, getting yourself together, and then you never know. You never know, when you move on and you see something that you like, yada yada yada. You take it from there if you want, but yeah, it starts with you first. Always starts with you. And if you've been with your husband or you've been dating and you haven't started with you first, even though you have somebody, still start with you. You can still do it. It's not too late. You don't want to be blending in with things happening in your life and you never looked inward or you never focus on yourself. Um, be intentional, still be intentional about you. So that's what I'm doing. Not saying that I never did that. I never looked inward, but I'm making sure that with everything that I do, in every area of my life, that I am intentional with how I look, what I say, who I'm friends with, who I talk to, conversations. Everything is intentional the way that I want it to be or the way that God wants me to be. Does that make sense? So, yeah. Mommy said, when you like how you look, you exude that attractive energy. And yes, I completely agree. I remember seeing that, I wouldn't say for the first time, but I've seen that quite often when I was really, really young, and the way every time my mom would go somewhere, whether it be for work or she's going out or something like that, she always was intentional about how she looked. She liked what she liked, and she loved to dress up, etc. Like my mom is really adamant about, how she presents herself to people. Does that make sense? Besides, being home, but she does not play when she goes out. And it didn't really, not saying it didn't really hit me till um a few months ago, but she's intentional in how she puts herself together no matter where she's going. Me, I only did it for like special events if I'm going somewhere or um like this particular event is happening, so I have to look put together. Does that make sense? So I stopped doing that. So instead of just like waiting for an event like that to happen, I started to be more intentional in every area. So wherever I'm going, at home, etc. Like if I'm going out, um, or if I'm going to work, or if I'm, going to an event, everything is the same, right? With little elevation here and there. Um, so the only place I haven't really done that, like on my face per se, right, um, is church. I don't know why. I just, I still look good. I just don't normally put makeup on. So we're gonna change that because that's a part of it. Peach says, I like how I look. Let me get that clear. However, I lean very alternative style wise. Like I know it's considered ugly by most people, but I like it and I don't think that came across. Okay, I understand what you're saying. But if that's where you are, As far as styling is concerned, if that's how you're going to keep it, then own it. Own it. But you don't have to say that it's ugly because people think it's ugly. Does that make sense? Um, if you like it, then you stick with how you like it. Does that make sense? Not everybody's style is going to be accepted by someone else. So the way that I present myself or the way that I dress may not always align with someone else, and I can care less. But what I like and how I dress and it's that's for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna call it ugly because I think somebody else may look at it and like, or a group of people may say like, "Oh, it's ugly." Probably people probably are saying that, but who cares? It's on my skin, it's on my body, and if I love it, then I'm gonna make sure I own it and not call it what people are calling it. Does that make sense? Hopefully, I'm being clear. So, but yeah, that's all I have to say. Yeah, you guys. Um, I don't know if you guys were watching my stories, but like not the last 2 weeks, but the 2 weeks prior, I've been showcasing like what I wear to work and everything. If you like that, I'll continue that. But if people are not really feeling that, then I just kind of keep it to myself. Mommy said, own it. That's what you want and want to attract. Be intentional if you want something different. Let me put my glasses on. All right. Oof, struggling right now. He says, combat boots are too comfortable to give up, so I don't plan on giving it up. And that's okay, baby. I used to combat boot down. I still have combat boots. I have white ones that I sprinkle in like during the fall times, but I used to wear combat boots a lot. Like especially when I used to be a cosmetology instructor. I used to wear them things. I wore them things out, so I get it. But as I got older, this might not happen for you, but as I got older and at the age that I am now, I my style has changed. It's just other areas that I wanted to elevate as the woman that I am and have, blossomed into, if that makes any sense. My style mirrors that. Does that make sense? So I can't say that I'm 36 and I'm dressing like I'm 19, 20 years old. Like the way that I dressed when I was 19, 20 is not how I think of myself right now. Is not how I look at myself right now. Does that make, hopefully I'm making myself clear. But like I said, with ever so often from that point, my style did change little by little. Now I feel like it changed way more than I've ever changed it in the past. So you may come to that point or it may not, and that's okay. Right now, you're not going to know that. But as you get older, you never know. And be open to it too. Shoot, if you are changing and you're like, no, you can't get with it anymore just because, then step into that. I was cleaning my glasses because I couldn't see still the glasses on. But yeah, you guys, feel like we're stepping right into the podcast. I miss doing the podcast. But we're on and upward in the podcast in the Saturday Makeup Lounge Live. So if you tune in this far, thank you so much for watching. What time is it? 9:40. Um, I thank you so much for watching. My name is Brittany. And if you didn't know, shameless plug, I have a podcast. It's under the Makeup Podcast Show. And we talk everything about beauty related and everything underneath beauty, but still has to do with beauty. Join us on Wednesdays at 8:30 Central Standard Time. And of course, the Makeup Lounge Live on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are up and rolling next week. Hopefully, God's willing that nothing changes. And we're on and popping Wednesday and then Saturday. All right, you guys. If there is nothing else to say, I shall see you on to the next live. Bye.